What's up, everybody? This is the one, aka Jodecideion on YouTube, and I'm bringing you another bonus thought out from the side of my neck. And this is something I want to call some get it right, some get it wrong. And in this segment of the video, I'm going to be speaking to a certain type of gamer. To all my gamers who are fans of the fighting genre, fellas, we have come to a crossroad. We need to decide right now how this genre of video games is going to proceed from this point. If you haven't noticed by now, thanks to the reemergence of Street Fighter 4, fighting games are now becoming a force in the gaming world once again. Not as high as the level it was during the glory days of arcades and the Sega Saturn PlayStation era, but it's definitely on the way up. In a matter of months, we're going to be hit with two different ways of doing fighting games. One is the right way and one is the wrong way, at least in my opinion. The wrong way is the old way of doing things, a corrupted way, a way to take advantage of the consumer. The new way is by rewarding your consumer for continuing supporting your franchises, your games. At the same time, taking advantage of all the current technology you have available. And I'll give you an example of both. As you all know, Street Fighter 4 came out earlier this year. It blew up. Fighting games are now popular again. And due to this fact, Capcom decided that they're going to make a new version of the game, Super Street Fighter 4, as a retail release coming out next year in March. This new version of the game will come with 8 new characters that weren't on the first version and more stages. And they promised that it would sell at a reasonable price. Well, currently the rumors are saying that the game will retail for $40, which is really a crying shame when you can go buy the game right now for $30, maybe lower if you buy it used. This is something that Capcom has done throughout their lifespan as a gaming company, bringing out multiple versions of the same game, adding little bits of gameplay and characters, minor adjustments, but still selling for almost full retail price. To counter that, Namco released Tekken recently, Tekken 6. If Street Fighter was the champion of the 2D sprite era of fighting games, Tekken is the champion of the 3D fighting game. Its character Torch, after Street Fighter 3 died out. It's a popular series and franchise in the fighting game genre. Tekken 6 is basically a Tekken game, a Tekken franchise all-star game. All the characters in every Tekken game ever created are in this game. Everything that was in every other Tekken game is in this game, from the tag modes to a story mode to an adventure mode. Namco has made it to where there shouldn't have to be another Tekken game the entire PS3 remaining lifespan. Yet it seems like, at least during reviews, this one aspect of the game goes unnoticed, unappreciated. Finally, we have 2 fighting games that are about to release in a couple of weeks. One is of a franchise that haven't aired a new episode in over 10 years, and the other is an ongoing series. Yet, the classic and retired series wish to nickel and dime you with multiple releases, and the new ongoing series pretty much releases a perfect game. I'm comparing Dragon Ball Raging Blast for the 360 and PS3 and Naruto Clash of the Ninja 3 Revolution for the Wii. Since they got a hold to this franchise, Bandai has been able to milk the series for everything it has. each year releasing a new version of the game, with minor tweaks to the gameplay, characters, and elements that could have been in the first game. And the stakes are higher now because now the game costs $60. So in 3 years' time, you're going to spend $180 on a game that you could have bought for $60 the first time, and it would have been perfect if they put in effort. Next, I present to you a game based off of an ongoing anime series in the US. Naruto. Naruto Clash of the Ninja 3 Revolution for the Wii. The video game series of this anime franchise also comes out with a yearly release. But due to the licensing of that franchise in 2 different countries, the games that are produced for each country are totally different when you compare them to each other. This allows one version of the game to have more content compared to the other version. Even after saying all that, that didn't stop Tommy this year. They decided to release a game that all Naruto fans could enjoy and respect. You could almost call it a form of fan service to the fighting fans. A thank you card. A damn free sex pass. This game will have all content currently available for a Naruto game. Everything that was in the Japanese version of this series will be in the US version of this game. Even US only exclusive content is in this game. And finally, new modes of gameplay that are in this game for the first time in the series history. All this for the low price of $39.99. So there you have it, fighting gamers. The line has been drawn in the sand. You can clearly see, out of the 4 I've mentioned, which 2 respects us and truly appreciates us spending our hard-earned money on their product, and which 2 feel like we should be thankful to be able to play their games. In this day and age of high powerful consoles and hard drives, and what's at stake, that a gaming company shouldn't be allowed to nickel down their way when it comes to releasing their product to the market. Capcom releasing another version of a game that they could have gave us the first time around is just shouldn't be allowed. Especially when a game like Tekken is made, which should be harder to develop because it's a true 3D game, can provide all the content and all the mode that it does on its first try. A game like Dragon Ball Raging Blast, which all it is an HD version of a game we got last generation, shouldn't be allowed to lose all that content because it's a new HD game. Especially when you're dealing with an anime series that hasn't been new for over 15-20 years, and still expect us to pay new game prices. And in the same time, when a game like Naruto can come out and provide you with all new content for half the price, something's really wrong. So I'm sending a shout out to all my fans of the fighting game genre. Now it's our time to show game developers what we will and what we will not accept. Gaming console makers like Sony and Microsoft has pretty much made it mandatory for us to buy their systems with hard drives. Yet at the same time, they allow the third parties to decide when and how we can use it. If they're going to allow companies like Capcom to nickel and dime us to death like they did back in the cartridge days, after we spend $100 on buying a hard drive for their systems, they're pretty much letting you know that they're going to screw us and they're going to let anybody else screw us. So when Raging Blast and Super Street Fighter 4 come out, how about waiting a week to buy it? How about waiting a month? Buy it used. And for games like Tekken and Naruto, buy those on day one. They deserve your support. The only way they will finally hear us is unless we speak with our pockets. This is the one. Peace.